What's up guys, Kaiju here again with another review, and today we'll be talking about the Razer Orochi V2. Okay, so it came in with this box, usual Razer box, with this thing, so it came with the stickers and everything, the manual, and the AA Energizer lithium battery. So first I think we should, talk about the elephant in the room. It's not actually less than 60 grams. Okay, it's less than 60 grams only without the battery, and they put that in the fine print but not here in front, so that's just kind of misleading for me. So with the, I don't have a weighing scale, but from what people have been saying, with the AA lithium battery it comes with, it becomes around 75-ish grams, 70 to 75. People say different things. Okay, then if you put a AAA lithium battery Energizer as well, it becomes around 65. And then with the adapter, the plastic AAA to AA adapter, it becomes around 68-ish. So I think, yeah, it's kind of worth it because, 72-ish, 75 grams, you do notice the difference. And when I used a AAA with this one and with the modded kind of adapter, I cut the adapter. So yeah, you do notice the weight difference. So I think it's worth it, get a AAA lithium battery with an adapter. Okay, so I have 19 by 10 or 10.5 cm hands. So even though my hands are pretty big and this mouse is pretty small, it still fits really well. You can claw grip this, you can fingertip it. I doubt you can palm it unless you play with your fingers over the mouse buttons. So yeah, this still is pretty good for clawing, especially if you like knuckle clawing, like I do, where it's almost like you're fingertipping, but then you're clawing in a sense that you're using your MCPs or your knuckle joints as a base, kind of like that. So this shape is almost end game. Actually, yeah, this mouse was almost end game for me. It was a potential end game when I first used it. Sadly, yeah, I'll get to that later. Sadly, it wasn't. So, okay, so mouse clicks, optical switches. I don't know if you can hear clearly. I'm just using my phone. They're pretty nice. They're pretty light. They're not heavy like the Kales. I like them, but out of the box, this had quite a bit of like rattling, or they call this pre-travel. Like, you can't hear it anymore, but if I go like that, it was creaking, not creaking. Let me remove it. If you can hear it, you could do that. Yeah, you could hear it when you were just going like that, even though it was already all clamped down, and even though it's just there, it's far from you. It's on your mouse pad, and your head is up here, and then you go like that lightly. You're gonna hear that sound. I don't know what you call that sound. Now you gotta do it loud for you to hear it. So what I did to fix that was I just kind of bent it. I rather not bend it here because it might be uneven, so I rather bend it here on an even surface, and that kind of fixed it for me. It kind of decreased the pre-travel, and it made the shell more snug. So I pretty much removed it. Just, be careful, obviously. Don't like force it and everything. So yeah, switches and everything. I actually like the side buttons. They're also pretty light. Yeah, they're not the most premium feeling, but I do prefer them over the GPX side buttons, and they're pretty good side buttons. The mouse feet, well, I already changed these to Tiger Eyes, but I kind of actually regret it because I really like the control of the stock mouse feet. So the stock mouse feet is on the control side. It's unfortunate that Tiger doesn't have Tiger Arc ones for these. They only have Tiger Eyes and core pads, but core pads are hard to get here in Asia. So I think I'll focus now on the shape. So I have 19 by 10 or 10.5 hands, depending on where you measure it. Here on my fat side, it's 10.5, but here it's like 10 cm. So this mouse, even though it's pretty small, it's the length is 108 millimeters, width 62.6, and the height is 38.5. So that's pretty small. This is actually smaller than the Viper Mini. But even with that disparity, I can still claw it, comfortably claw it. Even though I could like flat claw it, or I can tilt or pincer claw it, you know, here. It's a pretty overall safe shape. I actually like the shape. I would have like stayed with the shape if it weren't for the forward sensor. Yeah, I never really thought I would have complained about the forward sensor. Like when I was first using it, I mean, you know, didn't seem to bother me. Like other reviewers were saying, oh, it's a forward sensor, it's annoying, blah blah blah. But when I was first using it, it didn't bother me. And then when I started using other mice, I borrowed my friend lent me his GPX, and I started using my Vaxi mouse more, the Outset AX, and the Viper Mini more. I was really trying to compare how they feel, and yeah, it did start bothering me. Like at first, sorry for the dogs, the neighbors. So yeah, at first it wasn't bothering me, but then when I started purposely trying to compare it, yeah, I did start noticing it, and it started annoying me. For tracking, not so much, but for those precise click timing, like one wall, 6 targets small, or floating heads for 100%, or box target click small, yeah, you would notice it. It did throw me off, and I did start noticing it did slightly throw me off in Valorant. But if you know, I feel like if you don't really care, you're not that meticulous, yeah, you can make this work for you. I see a lot of people who main the Orochi, and yeah, it's a pretty damn good mouse for the price. It's what, $75. It's like half the price of the GPX, and I'd say it's a you know relatively better buy. You know, if you don't have the money, I think you should. This is a pretty good shape, or a pretty good mouse overall. You know, given that the forward sensor won't annoy you like it did with me. But if you're not really a mouse addict, you don't really compare every single mice. You don't have like 3 mice laying on there for you to compare like live while you're playing. I honestly don't think it's gonna bother you. And yeah, it's just such a shame. It's pretty comfortable. It's not ergonomic, but it's pretty comfortable. Yeah, it's a shame because you know it was almost an end game shape for me, but whatever. So yeah, I put some grip tapes, but you don't need to put the grip tapes. The coating is already pretty grippy. It's kind of like the Viper Mini coating, but yeah. Also, my only complaint is the area here. It could have been thicker. So yeah, putting the grip tapes made it more comfortable for me. It was too concave. It was too flaring inside. It would have been better if it was a bit flatter, you know. And surprisingly, I actually thought there was a groove here because of just how how it felt locked on. I keep, even until now, especially when I remove the grip tapes, I keep thinking, is there a groove? But I can't see any grooves there. So yeah, for me, I think that's pretty much it. It's a pretty solid mouse. It's really, especially if you're not very meticulous about the forward sensor and blah blah, you don't really care. It's a top tier mouse for me, and I feel like it's a safe shape that everybody can find a grip with. You know, again, I have big hands for a small mouse, so it's not bad. It's pretty good. I think people will be happy with this purchase. Again, the forward sensor is my only problem. For tracking, it didn't really bother me. It's just that those tiny, precise click timing that I noticed something off. But you know, I'm sure you can calibrate your brain after a while of using it, so it's not really gonna bother you if you're gonna main this and this is your only mouse. If you like, you know, if you have like 3 mice there, you're constantly switching. Yeah, it's gonna start bothering you because of, you'll just see how more comfortable the mouse with centered sensors are compared to this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if I didn't get to try the GPX, I probably wouldn't have made that complaint. But yeah, I mean, it just shows the importance of or not importance, but the impact of trying out different things. So, you know, for better or for worse. Damn it, my phone fell. So yeah, you can claw this and you can fingertip this. I just find it a bit awkward to fingertip, especially if you're going to like straight fingertip it, because the right side for me is a bit too round, too convex for me to have a comfortable grip on it here. And if I want to fingertip this, it would be more comfortable to have it a little at the back or a little at the center, because usually, right, when you fingertip, like for example the MZ1, you know, you would, at least I would, you know, and I think though when I see other people, if you like fingertipping where the tips of your fingers are almost at the tip of the mouse, then this probably isn't for you, because it's way more comfortable, or feels more natural to have it a bit at the back of the mouse buttons, because here it's a bit too, it slopes down a bit too low, and then it kind of throws off the weight balancing. I think the perfect weight would be here, a bit centered, even though if you go like this, it's pretty centered, but then I don't know, maybe because it's so short and chunky, even just moving a little bit makes it kind of off. So yeah, but you know, I'm sure you can make something out of it. You can adjust or something, but yeah, it's a solid mouse. I really can't say anything else. I'll probably make a comparison video on the shape. But anyways, peace.